What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the show about nothing. It's your boy, Junes'88, Izzy, Phantasmo, Izzy, where Izzy P? He goes by, he's the man of many names. But yo, man, another video, another episode, man. Like, how you feeling, brother? What's cracking with you? What's new?
Well, it's been a weird time in this wild world that we live in.
That is true. That is very true.
But other than that, though, everything is good over here. Got word that we're expecting a couple of big returns within the next few days. So looking forward to that.
Right.
And bro, it's playoff football time, baby. It's playoff football time, and both.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Oh, okay.
You're
Okay.
jumping the gun, Kimasabi. You're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun.
My bad. I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited because it's a good time in football. It's a good time in football, but yesterday wasn't a good time in football. Yesterday was one of them times where like
We're gonna get to that. We gotta get to the good stuff. We gotta work our way up to that.
oh
So
okay, my bad. Go ahead.
first of all, I went to the best place in the world the other day. Maple Street Biscuit Company.
Hey,
One of the best place in the world. I'm like, yo, I got the farmer. It has following that. It's the biscuit sandwich, chicken biscuit,
mm-hmm.
chicken, cheddar bacon with apple butter on top. Now, let me tell you something. The girl told me behind the counter, yo, these biscuits are filling. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see what this about. I get the biscuit. They put it on the table. Me and my dudes went to go get breakfast. So she got the bacon, eggs with the biscuit and gravy.
Ooh, okay, classic.
So I'm looking at the plate like, how I'm gonna attack this joint. Like, I'm looking at like, how do I? And only drawback from this is I thought the apple butter was gonna be warm. It was actually cold.
Oh, see, that's where they messed up. Apple butter needs to be warm.
So and then again, I had just got there. So we get out the car. I got my phone in hand. I'm taking pictures. I'm getting ready to do my little YouTube thing.
Oh, this man right here vlogging it up. He's like, yo, I'm about to test. I'm about to give
this. It's on the YouTube channel. Y'all just scroll. It's on the channel. So I'm in there. This family, this lady said, "Hey, are you a food reviewer?" I'm like, kind of sort of. I'm like, "Yeah, cause I saw you taking pictures when you came in. Like, are you a food like?" I mean, I'm not really a food blogger, but I ain't like Dame Drops in them. Shout out to Dame Drops, big time YouTuber. But yeah, I got the food. I'm like, yo, I had to cut that joint in half because it was too much going on. I cut it in half, took the rest with me because that biscuit was like, I just couldn't. It was like, I gotta savor this. I'm going back.
You better go back now.
It's right down the street. It's like 15. It's like literally about 5 minutes away from me. It's
right.
nowhere, like literally around the corner.
Bro, so let me tell you about my food adventures.
All right.
So get out of work on Saturday, like super early, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I bet I'm gonna do something that I haven't done in a minute. Drove myself to Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
Got me an 11-ounce sirloin.
How you get it cooked though?
Not well done, but the one before it.
Medium. What else you get? What else? What you got?
I got the side. I got the sweet potato on the side, the baked sweet potato with the marshmallow in it, loaded.
Okay.
And then I got the corn on the side as well. When I cut into that sirloin steak for the first time, I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, it's gonna have a little bit of pink. Boy, let me tell you, that thing was juicy, but it was red. I was like, I'm looking at this, I'm like I've eaten medium well or whatever. Like I've eaten it before. I just don't know if I've ever had it to where like you could tell. But boy, let me tell you something. That joint was so good.
You know what?
And on top of that, on the steak, I put a little bit of A1 steak sauce on top of it.
You disrespected a steak with steak sauce? You never put steak sauce on the steak when you had a
Then
steakhouse.
why do you have the steak sauce?
You don't supposed to put
There?
steak sauce on it. It's disrespectful. Dude,
Okay,
you
wait,
supposed
come on. No. Okay, if it's disrespectful, we about to have an argument right now. If it's disrespectful to put steak sauce
dude,
on the
listen.
steak, then why is
If
it?
you go to like one of them big time steakhouses, like double them big, they don't serve steak sauce. They don't.
They
It's
had
not.
it on the table.
I mean, but it's Texas Roadhouse. But then I get it. Some
They had
people,
it on the table.
but they don't even have it at them. They don't even have steakhouse like this. Like,
Okay, if it was a big time steakhouse, I understand. Like if it's like one of them big time, like yo, it's like 30 a pop for a steak or whatever. Yeah, you don't disrespect it. But like the steakhouse, like Texas Roadhouse, that 11-ounce sirloin was like maybe what 14, 15.
I mean, but
See,
was it seasoned to perfection though?
boy,
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't need no steak sauce if it's seasoned to perfection.
I mean, just like, is okay. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming
The way
from.
I see my steaks is like you don't need nothing on it. The way I make mine, like the way
Oh, I get what you're saying.
you
Like,
see how I make my steaks. You see the proof. I hook them up. But go ahead.
but no, I get where you're coming from, my guy. I get it. But like, dude, I had to take the sweet potato back to the house. Boy, I'm telling you.
The next day, I feel you.
I'm trying to tell you. The last time I had done that, right? The last time I had gone to Texas Roadhouse, I took the sweet potato with me back to the house, and I actually had made breakfast the next morning, and I mixed that sweet potato in with the breakfast. I'm talking about like scrambled eggs, the bacon on top with the cheese, like inside the eggs with the sweet potato. Oh my gosh, talk about a country breakfast, my boy.
Let me tell you, me and my mom, we got our favorite restaurant we go to, Yard House. I used to get my burgers like well done, just off the strength, because that's like I want my burgers done. I went to start getting my burgers medium well. I
Yeah,
can't go back. Can't go back. Can't go back. Medium well burgers is the juiciest burger you can ever have.
medium well. Yeah, the well done and medium well. Medium well, like I used to be like well done pretty much like all the way through. But now I'm at a point where like, okay, I'm growing up a bit. My system, my body's able to handle the medium well now. Like I'm able to eat sushi, and sushi's like raw fish. And if you're able to eat sushi, if you ever eat raw fish,
I'm good on that. Nah, I ain't gambling with. I'm not playing Russian roulette with the food poison. Nah.
I've caught, I think I've caught like food poisoning once. Like it was like last year.
I remember that.
Bro, I can't believe we're talking about last year. It was like a few
You know,
months ago. What the crap?
but yo, look here. Like good food is a good time. I tell you that.
It really is a good time. It's a good time when you by yourself, right? When you by yourself, you just want to chill. You want to just have like you some solo dolo one, just some you time, right? Like if you want to ever have that, go into a good spot. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah.
But it's a better time when you have somebody with you, or if
Yeah.
like you with a couple people that you cool with,
Oh yeah.
breaking bread with them.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you good. Go ahead.
When I say this, like the vibe of Maple Street Biscuit Company, shout out to them. The vibe in there is just it feels like family, like because people they're friendly in there, everybody is cool, like not too much going on. Like I like the vibe in there because I'm definitely going back. I'm definitely going back, and on top of going back, like I'm back in the lab, I'm back in the music streets, I'm back creating. I got like I counted it last night. I got like 8 songs. I got 3 songs that are already out and like 7 songs that's about to be recorded.
So you about to be in this bag again.
It's like I'm like, damn, I'm really like back. Cause I had hit a brick wall of having some writer's block a few weeks. Like last week, I was like, I couldn't write anything. Like nothing was like beats. The beats wasn't just hitting right. I'm like, man. I'm like, now I'm like, snapped out of. I was in my group chat with some of my music buddies, and I was like, "Yo, guys, I'm having some writer's block. I need like," and they're like, it's a tight knit community. We real cool. Everybody, like, yo, do this, do this, do this. Like, all right, cool. Soon as I start doing that, came right back. I'm like, yo, I'm back, y'all. They're like, hey.
like surprise, I'm back. Woo, let's go.
Speaking of back, it wasn't back. Let's talk about it. Matt Brown, I'm going to address you by your name, sir. You got the whole gaming community all hype for this NCAA news we supposed to get yesterday.
Oh, we talking about this already? All right,
Yeah,
man.
we got to get everything in the book. So hold on.
So Matt, this man right here hits me up. Because he hits me up. And he's like, bro. And this was like what? We recorded last week. Last week we were talking about this. And we were discussing the NCAA trailer that's supposed to happen. Like, yo, word is that they're supposed to have like an announcement or whatever, yada yada. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say it should happen by the national championship game. And I'm like, all right, well, I wouldn't be surprised.
So let's backpedal though. Okay. But even before that, I said we either gonna get something during the playoffs or the national championship.
That's what I'm saying. I was thinking it was gonna happen last week, but it didn't. So we're thinking, all right, it should happen tonight, which was yesterday night.
Yeah.
So Michigan, Washington pop off. You know, Michigan, they win their first title since 1997.
I'm asterisk by that one, but that's okay.
Who knows? NCAA might turn around and be like, you know what? That's cute, but we're going to take that back from you.
There's an asterisk by that one. We're going to get out there until.
So are we treating this like the 2017 Houston Astros?
Yep, we're going to talk about that. But
okay. But anyways, so national championship game happens, Michigan, Washington, first quarter happens, second quarter happens, halftime come around, crickets. Third quarter come around, fourth quarter come around, game over, trophy being distributed, crickets. And then everybody in the gaming community, everybody on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Reddit, on Discord, on your mama's podcast, your daddy's podcast, your puppy's podcast. Everybody in the gaming community is all in a tuss. They are all upset because EA Sports did not drop any news about EA Sports college football. They did not say anything. There's no trailer. There's no release date. There's no game footage, no nothing. And everybody's wondering what is going on here.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to answer this. Okay, Matt Brown said it, but it was already stated this was a rumor. Nothing was confirmed.
Right.
But it started picking up steam to the point where, look here, I hate to say it, Team Up North and Washington, nobody wanted to see. That wasn't a championship game people wanted to see.
It was close. It was a good battle.
Hold on. I'm not talking about battle. I'm talking about it ain't like if it was Texas versus Bama. That would have been crazy. That would have been all right. People want to see that. But it's like the funk that's on the Team Up North right now. Like y'all, it's like people like y'all really like this is really happening. Like, all right, cool. In Washington, all right, you gotta get who you gotta get. But in the same token, I'm like, all right, it's like more people watch this game for the trailer. Like, yo, we gonna get this. People like that's the only reason I watched. If they didn't say anything about that, I probably wouldn't have watched this game.
I barely remember the game was on until I got a text message from you saying like, yeah, this game is practically over. And I was like, what? And I look, I'm like, oh shoot, the game on.
It's like, and like, I just feel like that was the most impression I got on Twitter because I was going in, I was talking about it all hardcore. I was like on Twitter going off. Like I wasn't mad. I'm like, you know why I'm here. It's like saying you going to a you going to a Prime Steakhouse. You go to a big, one of them big boss steakhouse. Like, yo, you know why I'm here. You know what give me the 40-ounce tomahawk steak with all the fixing, pint of Guinness, and give me. You know why I'm here. I don't need no menu. Give me what I'm here for, and that's how I was like. All right, I said in my YouTube video, I put a video up today actually. Yeah. But tomorrow when this video comes out, but I put this video. I'm like, yo, whatever the viewership was for that game, half of that was for the game. Like people want to see this trailer, this news. But
Facts.
I say EA should have said something. It's like, no, guys, this is not. EA should have spoke out. Like,
Yeah, if VA had stepped up and was like, "There's no information coming out. That's all a rumor, whatever, whatever." I think everybody would have been like, "Oh, okay, then whoever this Matt Brown person is that put it out there need to get their credentials taken." But the fact that EA Sports didn't say anything at all about this, that they allowed this to run, and the game happened and nothing came of it, like that's where you have to look at it and be like, "Okay, what's going on here?" But in a sense, I did a little research and I was kind of reading up on it.
go ahead.
And I did find like a little article from EA themselves saying that they were still working on the video game or whatever. So I know that there's supposedly a release date for 2024. I don't know when.
It's
We
supposed to be
don't.
like the rumor. The word is it's supposed to drop this summer. So, and the thing about this is, then I'm gonna talk about what I sent you earlier this morning. I'm like this. People say, "Oh, people already thinking this game is not coming out." You got people on YouTube say, "Oh, this game ain't coming out. It's never gonna come." Dude, EA said we're like they put like, "Yo, this NIL thing." All like EA said this game is coming out with or without these players.
Right.
I spoke about it 2 weeks ago. Like if you playing this game, you're doing the dynasty mode. By year 2, year 3, you got all generic players anyway. So it's like it don't even matter if you have names on a team; they're going to be gone either way it go. So this game is coming out without players anyway,
Right.
unless they just do roster updates, whatever. You can have current roster people, whatever the case that may be. But at the same time, I'm like, I just feel like EA should have said something. And I'm like, bro, like y'all had to say, y'all could have said, nah, this ain't like this ain't what it is, Chief.
Yeah.
And going back to what I sent you, the national championship winners, the team up north, somebody made a mock-up of the NCAA cover with them on it. I told Izzy this. I've already put my mind on I was gonna do it anyway. But if that's the cover, I will be getting the deluxe edition of this game. I refuse to bring that kind of nonsense in my house. I'm not bringing nothing with the team up north on it. I got the game T-shirt with Ohio State versus them on it. Ain't nothing that coming in my house. I'm
So you're
not.
saying, so this pops up.
I'm not.
That's the deluxe edition. You're not touching it.
If that's the standard edition, I'm not getting it. I'm not. Now, if that's the deluxe edition, even if I can't do it, I just can't. I can't. Even though I said I wanted the Hundo edition.
So here's my question. If you were to choose the cover athlete for NCAA college football, for EA Sports college football, who would you choose?
I would do a collage cover with all the Heisman winners on it, every from past, present.
So for how far back we talking? We talking 2010 to 2020, or we talking like
I'll go to
we're talking like 2018 to 2023? Like how far are we going?
okay, I would do from the year. I'm trying to say how can you get them all on the cover? I would say from the year Ricky Williams won on up, or from the year RG3 won on up.
And was that the deluxe or is that the standard?
I would say if that's a deluxe edition, if you gotta have all the Heisman winners on the deluxe edition, but the standard edition, whoever won the Heisman this year, because
Okay.
cause I said that'll be like I said, the funk that's on the team up north is kind of like you throw them on a cover, knowing like, bro, like these guys right here. And then you got Jim Harbaugh, like it's not true. No, they caught you in 4K. They caught you. They caught your team. Like back, and like I don't get it. Like,
wait. Was it the full? Okay, when we say they caught the team, was it the players?
dude, they got the guy stealing the signs on the sideline. The dude they fired. I'm telling you.
I know. Trust me, we've covered this multiple times. Like, we've covered this entire story. I know, but like, is it fair to say? And I'm just gonna be playing the devil's advocate on this one. Is it fair to pin all of this on the players themselves?
I mean,
Or is it, or do we pin it strictly on the coach?
you gotta do it on the whole organization because they had an unfair advantage. They're like saying if your team goes undefeated, but your quarterback was on steroids the whole year. Like your quarterback wouldn't have made through for 2,000 yards that season. He wouldn't have rushed for 500 yards. He wouldn't have done that if he wasn't. I mean, yeah, you won, okay. You can't penalize the whole team, but like, yo, would you have made that play if you wasn't on the juice? Would you not have hit 150 home runs if you wasn't on the juice? Would you? Like I don't even think that's physically possible in MLB. I mean, every game you come up, you hitting home runs. Every hit is a home run. Like people, like they're drug testing you immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting benched. But I'm just saying, like I just feel like you got an unfair advantage. It ain't fair. It's like, I mean, then you feel what I'm saying? Like it's not.
I get what you're saying. Here's the question, though. Do you think the NCAA gonna step in and be like they're gonna vacate? No,
I don't think they're gonna do nothing because they had all year to do it, but they didn't do anything. The Big Ten didn't step in and do nothing. NCAA didn't do nothing. So it's like, what are you waiting on?
I guess
waiting to snatch the rug and y'all think y'all national change? Gotcha.
I think the reason why they held off the way that they did is because like they didn't want to cause no like kerfuffle during the season. So like let the season play out, and if Michigan did win or whatever, then you could like hand down the major punishment. But like, let's put it like this: you can go ahead and try and penalize the organization, the school, the team, whatever. But the main person behind all this may not even be in college football anymore. He may jump back to the league.
But see, I look at it like this. It goes back to the whole Reggie Bush situation.
Which is unfair. Like, give Reggie Bush his Heisman back, please.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you go and give it NIL money back now, but y'all wasn't doing it back then, y'all took his Heisman. All right, now you got to give by definition. You all right, cool. You got to give him his Heisman back. But it's like saying, yo, it's not. It's like saying it's kind of like saying one person can mess up for everybody. Everybody had that one teacher that said, yo, one student can mess up for the whole class.
That's true.
So
how many times have you been in the classroom and everybody's like doing their best to like get away, but that one student always does something. That one student always got to be like, you got to say something or do something that like,
like he got to do something stupid and ruin it for everybody. And everybody mad because Johnny ruined it for everybody, or Brittany ruined it for everybody. Like, dog, come on, we was this close from having 5 extra minutes of recess, but you ruined it. We were like, no homework for the weekend, but you said something during quiet time. Now we all got homework for the weekend. Nobody wants homework on the weekend. So, but this fool wanted, but that's what I say. Like, I just feel like if this was any other coach, it would be off with his head. If this was Nick Saban, hell, if this was
Brian Day,
Lane
Kiffin.
Oh, I'm not even gonna say that, man. Dude, it was like if it was any other coach, it would be over.
Oh
And
yeah.
now Jim Harbaugh is bringing his happy behind to the NFL. And I see Eagles fans talk about bringing out. I don't want a man on my team that has cheating allegations on it. I don't want him nowhere near my team. But then again, if he leaves, now you got this new coach that getting you're punished. You gotta be your team has
a bowl ban, you lose
bowl
scholarship.
ban. You're banned from bowl games for the next 10 years. Think about it.
That would be unfair.
Like now it's like this new guy, like, yeah.
But like, didn't Harbaugh like do a self-imposed ban on himself for like 3 games, and then he got banned again for the last 3 games of the season?
Yep.
Like,
he got suspended first, then he got suspended again. But I'm like, I sit back like, I look at it like, if there's any other coach, what would it be like? And I'm like, and then it's Michigan. As much as it paid me to say that name, it's them. It's not like it's Alabama.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Oregon. It's not like it's Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's Georgia. It's Michigan. Come on. They ain't been hot. They just got hot during the pandemic season. They just got hot. They just got hot. And that's questionable. So it's like saying, it's like if you win a race, but the dude slipped at the end. You wouldn't have won that race if he didn't slip. Like everybody, I won, I'm number 1. Yeah, but he slipped though. You wouldn't have won if he didn't slip. Or he didn't, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, a win is a win.
It is, but that goes to a lot of things too. A win, but you can't brag about like you didn't actually. If he didn't slip or his knee didn't give out, you wouldn't have won. You just so happy the odds was in your favor. I give you that. Okay, you won, but you can't brag about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I will say this though I'm gonna say this about Michigan, and then like I'm gonna leave it as is. I know I know with everything that's happened, the controversy and whatnot has been talked about pretty much the entire way of the season. We know the story, we know the reports, we know the allegations, pretty much we know everything. They won last night.
Yep.
They took care of business. Defense was causing havoc for Michael Penix. They were holding him to they were holding him. They were disrupting his passing, his timing on the pass. They were getting in the backfield, disrupting the runs. That defense is legit. Defense is legit. JJ McCarthy, he was able to make some stuff happen. Granted, it wasn't his best game passing, but the run game, the offensive line, they were making plays. To me, the one thing I said about this game was like, look, I think Penix can have a day versus the secondary that Michigan has. They just have to hold up on the offense. They just have to hold up on the line. And Michigan's defense was doing exactly what they did versus Alabama, which was disguising pressures. They were getting to the quarterback. They didn't. I don't know if they sacked them, but they did. Like they did just enough to disrupt them, to make them comfortable. They were able to get to the backfield, stop the run. They were able to lock down some of the best receivers that we've seen in this that Washington has.
I will say this.
Like you have to give them credit at least. That Michigan, they did what they had to do to win this game. And like the first quarter alone, like
they scored like 3 times. Like the first when
they scored the first 2 drives. What is with the balloons?
But I say this though. I'll say this. I can't like I just can't. It's not. I be like they scored twice. I'll say they scored twice. Okay, and I text I'm like, yo, if they score again, this game is over. It was like it was all team up north the first half. Washington had so many times to come back but they didn't. I'm like, you let these guys run. I'm like, on one side, I'm like, all right. Even now, I'm like, the team on they're not that good. They're not like it's like they're not that. I've seen this team before. They're not that good. You can dance with them. Like you let this game slip away. You let it get away like dog.
Like I said, this was like the reason. And there were some throws that I saw Michael Penix attempt that
Dude,
he could have. That he
three.
There was three passes that he made. That three passes that he attempted. One of them was made, but it got called back due to a holding. But like several passes that he had that he could have made. I just think it was like because of the pressure that front seven that Michigan had was causing that disrupted his timing. Like he had his timing got sped up, and it rushed his passing motion or whatever. Like you could tell that Penix wasn't comfortable in the pocket, and that's something that the Michigan was doing really well. So you have to give him credit on that, and I really do. I give them credit. Like, look, as Ohio State Buckeye fans, are we happy that y'all won? No, of course. Like, why do we want to see our bitter rival like be happy? That's not fair. But
you know what? I'll say this. As much as it pains me to say this, if there was no cheating allegations, if they just got, because there's sometimes teams just get good out of nowhere. Like, oh snap, this team was like.
Yeah, like teams get hot. They build up the right way. They get hot and they just like continue.
It's like Georgia. Like Georgia 4 years ago wasn't this. They wasn't this like 4 years ago. Hell, Clemson, when I first started watching college football, they wasn't that great. Exactly. They got Trevor Lawrence and
T. Higgins.
What's his name? For him for the Browns.
Deshaun,
and they had Hopkins, and they had all those guys.
Yeah,
that wasn't the Clemson of like when the Trevor Lawrence era was totally different. Like, yo, I was like, yo, they going to the national championship every freaking year. They were just good. Yeah. But if it was like that, I could say I could put my pride aside. So you know what? They earned that win. They did that. I could say that I could put all that aside. But when you got somebody like, yo, you know they cheated. You know they did all this like.
Well, you have all this mountains of evidence. You have everything.
You know what I'm saying? They catch you on camera coming out the bank with the bag. You come out, you were broke in somebody's house and stole all their stuff. They got you on the camera. You up dumbass looking to the camera like, dude, we caught you. It's an open and shut case.
But look, it's an open and shut case if the people that are doing the case are going to pursue it. But the NCAA, the Big Ten, they slow walked it. They allowed this to play out the way it played out. There's an asterisk on this game. There's an asterisk on this title. Now, again, Michigan, y'all won. Y'all got it. Congratulations. Is it gonna hold? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what the NCAA could. They could come around and be like, you know what, that's cute, but now we're gonna penalize you guys. We're gonna take that title back. They could do that. Yep. I don't know if they will, but they could. But I don't see it happening. Honestly, like I see scholarships getting taken. I see a bowl ban probably happening, but they're going to keep their national championship. They're not gonna go that far and revoke their title that they just won. They're going to allow Michigan to be 15-0. They're going to allow them to have the title, but there's going to be a bowl ban. There is going to be some scholarships taken, and if Harbaugh does jump ship and go to the NFL, I don't think the next coach that steps up is going to take a major hit. Now, if it's somebody that steps up in his coaching staff that just moves up as a head coach, maybe something happens. But if it's just a coach from the outside that comes into Michigan as like the next guy in, I don't expect that person to get knocked that heavy. I don't think that's going to happen because, again, that person that's coming in to coach these kids, he had nothing to do with it. So why would you penalize the new guy coming in? Penalize the organization, penalize the school, penalize them. Don't penalize the new coach and the new kids coming in.
I see.
That's my thing. Like I said, they won last night. They dominated in the fourth. Like they did what they had to do to win. And like, congratulations to them. Ohio State fans not happy about it. But you know what, though? Look, we can go ahead and say this. As Ohio State fans, Michigan fans as well. Ohio State started it with the first ever national playoff, the college football playoff. We started it. We won the initial one, and they won the very final one with the 14 playoff system.
Look, I'm gonna say this.
It's funny if you really pay attention to it. Both Ohio State, both Michigan, they beat Alabama in the semis. Both teams beat a Pac-12 team in the national championship game.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move forward. Y'all got it, like y'all got it. Y'all can have it. But I'm not gonna respect it. I'll never respect that one. Like, no, absolutely. You can't brag. You
like,
can be
like, congratulations on it, but like, don't expect.
If you want to have a, you can be in denial. We didn't cheat. We didn't do anything. Okay, all right. Cause like I feel like if this was any other coach, it would have been over. It would have been over soon as it came. They wouldn't even have looked into it. They would like, yep, it's over. Scrap up the season. They're forfeiting the rest of their games. But anyway, talking about games. Wow, you said something that sparked my interest. You said a win's a win, and it's wild card weekend, and that rhymed. And I'm gonna say this. That wins and win mentality can only get you so far. You can only get you so far. And
boy.
Now I'm looking at this like, yo, this is when it counts. Everything counts now. Everything counts.
So let's go ahead. It's wild card weekend. The playoff is set. On the AFC side, we have
who we have.
We have the Baltimore Ravens as the 1 seed. They have the bye. You have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Miami Dolphins, and the Houston Texans hosting the Cleveland Browns.
I got my money on the Texans.
Yes, sir.
I got 7, man. I got to roll with CJ.
Hey, CJ looking nice right now. I think what him and DeMeco Ryan got going on right now in Houston, I like it. They played Cleveland already. They played Cleveland earlier this year. I think they're gonna adjust well. I think we're gonna be in for a good one.
Right.
And then in the NFC side, we got the San Francisco 49ers as the 1 seed. They got the bye. We got the Green Bay Packers traveling to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Right.
We got the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford makes his return to Detroit to play the Detroit Lions at home in Detroit at Ford Field in the wild card game. First home game for the Detroit Lions.
I got the Lions winning, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like Jamar Chase once said, I like being the villain. I want to see the Rams win.
Wow, now you switching on the Rams? All that stuff you said. I mean, now you switching on the line. All the stuff you said.
Matthew Stafford revenge game, bro. Like it's perfect. But you know what? Actually, no, it's a Jared Goff revenge game too because he's playing his former team as well.
I'm gonna say this.
Detroit. You know what? I take it back. I like Detroit. I think Detroit takes it at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if LA wins.
A Cowboy fan, we both know. He was like, yo, he got his money on him. He said he got Green Bay winning.
What?
Yep.
He got Jordan Love and the Packers?
Look, there's been a theme going around that the Cowboys never lost at home.
Mm-hmm.
They've been winning home all season. I'm like, I'm not saying they luck gonna run out, but I'm like,
they've gotten close. They've gotten close.
They got close. And I know they holding their breath. I'm like, I'll be like, yo, if some way Jordan Love sneaks one in and just plays, he calls on the spirit of Aaron Rodgers.
Bruh, if he beats the Cowboys in Jerry World in the wild card game, I'm sorry, but like Packers, you have my attention. And if it's a Packers Lions like divisional round matchup in Detroit. Oh my gosh. Hello.
Who
NFC North football.
Who you got beating the Niners? You say divisional.
We haven't gotten to that part yet because
you meant conference. Okay.
we haven't gotten to that part yet because the game that decides who the 49ers play is a game that we're familiar with.
Look here.
Philadelphia Eagles will travel to Tampa Bay to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let me tell you something.
At home at Raymond James Stadium. And hold on. That game closes out Super Wild Card Weekend as a Monday night game.
And this is going to be what they say, a trial by fire, whatever they say it. I'm going to say this much faith in the Eagles going in that game. I have this much faith. And now, even if the Eagles find a way to sneak a win, you got to bust for the 49ers ass. You got to. You can't get annihilated when you get annihilated and go to San Fran and get annihilated again. Nah.
Bruh, they put it like this. There's a lot riding right now for the Eagles. There's a lot riding on this one because you have a team
who had the hardest fall. They had the hardest fall from grace I've ever seen by a team.
They were 10-1 to start the season. And then after the 49ers lost, it was like for some reason they just could not scratch a win. Like the last win y'all got was against the Giants, and y'all barely scraped away. And I was like, it's gonna come back to bite you.
No, it was we was talking about earlier before even the season started. We just winning, like they wasn't pretty wins. I think people, it ain't pretty, but we won. You really like, all right, cool. And like you said, like a win's a win, but it can only get you so far. I'm like, I bet, whatever, you know what I mean? But like, it's really like, bro, what happened between? But I think Joy said like, we holding the Eagles to the standards of last year. We don't have the same stuff that we had last year. We don't have that. We did have that.
The one rule that I've always heard is that you can't carry last year's momentum into this season.
And it shows. And it's like
you lost Shane Steichen, and you lost who's the coach? Steichen's and Gannon. You lost Steichen, you lost Gannon. Your coordinators, and both had coaching jobs. Gannon doing his thing in Arizona. He got the Arizona Cardinals back to a little bit of a respectable ending. Steichen in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson's out for the season, and everybody's looking like, oh, that season's over with. He got that team to a 9-7 record.
And I say all this to say, then we're gonna move on. It's like Tampa, they win whether they're great last week either, but still, it's like you got a team that had a win versus a team that had their ass whooped.
Put it like this. The difference between
hold on. This should not be a Monday night game. This needs to be flexed to Saturday and give the Cowboys and the Giants, the Cowboys and the Packers the money. Because this game is not, unless some odd reason the Eagles, like Chad Johnson said, man, the Eagles playing possum. If that's the Eagles playing possum and they just so happen get it, well, yeah, it is playoff football time. Y'all ready? And they go out and act a fool. I'm gonna be even more pissed. I'm even more pissed.
Why?
Because look here. As crazy as it sounds, I could take losses, but when you lose like the way they lost, and it's like, where was all this fight at? There was like no. In the beginning, it felt good watching the games on Sundays.
I bet this man right here was posting every single time.
No, but even before the season started, it felt good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Win, 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 win. And all of a sudden, he's just like, I don't even
It
want.
felt good waking up every Sunday, thank God, and watching the Eagles play. Then as they lost that San Francisco game, all right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna bounce back. Then get annihilated again. Then who we played there? Who was that? We lost to the Cardinals. Like, all right. It's like, and you went to the Giants by a fraction. It's like, what happened to y'all?
Let me see.
It's like,
So the Eagles season, let me see. So y'all win. Y'all beat the Patriots in week 1, the Vikings week 2. Y'all beat the Buccaneers week 3 the first time y'all played them. Y'all beat the Commanders by 3. You beat the You beat the Rams by 8. The Jets come out and beat y'all, so that's your first loss. The Jets were the ones that they gave you that one loss. You came back and you went on a tear. You beat the Dolphins, the Commanders. You beat the Cowboys at home by 5. You beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. You go into overtime and you beat the Bills. 49ers, they came in to your house and dog walked all over you.
let's pause.
The Cowboys, it was like after the 49ers put 40 on y'all. It was like after you guys had 40 dropped on your heads by the 49ers, it was like y'all lost your confidence because following that, you lose 33-13 to the Cowboys, 20-17 to the Seahawks. You get one win back versus the Giants, but then the Cardinals come back and beat y'all. And then the Giants just.
It was like, I felt
like what happened?
I feel like it's kind of like saying, how do I use my analogy? It's kind of like when I say, all right, I'm already going to graduate anyway. I got all the credits. I'm going to graduate anyway. It doesn't matter. So I'm not even going to do the work. I'm going to do the bare minimum on all this work. All right, I'm going to make a 6. 70s passing. Like, dude, like, you still like, I'm passing. We graduating. I'm graduating, dude. It doesn't matter. These grades don't matter. I'm already graduating. So I felt like, we already in the playoffs. We already gonna win. We already in it. So but you want to get that 1 seed. You want to get that. You want to at least have a 1 seed. Mm-hmm. But they didn't. But now it goes back to.
Here's my question to you. I saw somebody post this, and I think you shared it, where they were like, Nick Sirianni, congratulations, you lost the locker room or something like that. Do you believe that's what it is right now? Do you think that he's lost the locker room as of right now?
I would hope not.
Because it looks like they're not playing with that much effort. I mean, granted, they are in a wild card situation where like it's win or go home. And you're playing against a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team who was in that mindset already to begin with. Coming into December, they were 4-7. They had started the season 3-1, and they dropped 5 of their last. They had dropped 5 of 6. So they went 4-7 coming into December. They had to win versus Carolina, and they barely squeaked out a win. They go to Atlanta, they squeak out. They come from behind and win. They go to Lambeau. Baker Mayfield has a perfect game. They take care of business. Jacksonville comes into town. They take care of business. They're on a 4-game heater. They have a chance to clinch the division at home, and they have a clunker. The Saints come in. They spoil that. Then they go to Carolina on Sunday to clinch the division. A defensive battle. Not the best offensive game I've seen. It was one of the worst offensive performances I've seen from this Buccaneers team. The defense held out. They get 2 turnovers. They win by 3 field goals, literally 3 field goals, a 33, a 26, and a 57-yarder. That was all the points they got, and they win the division. They're hosting a playoff game, and this is a team that was not even supposed to be in the position that they're in right now. You go back all the way to the preseason like predictions or whatnot from like analysts, from different programs like First Take, First Things First, NFL on ESPN, whoever, right? Everybody looks at the NFC South and they're saying this is the Saints division to win. This is their division. They got the defense, they got Derek Carr, they got all these weapons. Like they're young, they're hungry. They're gonna take this. Tom Brady's no longer in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna compete for a first overall pick or for like a top 5 pick. They're gonna be picking high for one of these quarterbacks. They got Baker Mayfield for a $4 million base minimum salary on a 1-year prove it deal. And everybody's looking like, oh, okay, yeah, he's gonna have a good season, but like they're not gonna do anything. They just switched the NFC South for the 3rd straight time. They're the only NFC team to have 4 straight playoff appearances. They are hosting a playoff game. This is a team that is playing with house money. And the Philadelphia Eagles are coming into a game where they played this team before in week 3. And not only that, Levante David said after that game, we will see them again. We're going to be in the playoffs. We will see them again. And guess what happened?
I'm going to say this. I'm all for a defensive battle game. I'm not a fan of like every game somebody dropping $1 million on. That's cool, but I want to see a barn burn. I want to see the cool who can really win this game. Even if you playing Madden on the computer, you want to you get to up on you can blow out teams, but give me a back and forth. Let me give me a good back and forth game. You know what I'm saying? But like I look at it like this. Unless the Eagles are like, yo, they playoff mentality won't wake up and they really start playing. But it's like, I don't have no faith in this team right now. I mean, I'm not excited about this game. It's not like, oh, we in the play. Nah, like, dude, if we would have won the games we lost, we won. I'd be like, all right, cool. We gotta you see who you are now. Like, y'all don't care. Like y'all just like get this season over with as quick as possible. Like I'm
gonna say this. There was a quote, and I want to say it was AJ Brown put this out there. I think he said this, and it was before the Giants game. He was talking about the interception that Jalen Hurts threw when y'all played the Seahawks.
Right,
ended it for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown said that the interception was on him because they freelanced it. They freelanced that play.
Yeah.
And I was talking with a buddy of mine who's an Eagles fan at work, and I talked to him about that. He's basically saying the same thing. Like, it doesn't make sense to me what they're doing. It's like they have all these weapons. They have all these players that can, like, be productive. But, like, when push come to shove, they're just trying to, like, get their best players the ball because, like, they haven't gotten the ball yet. They're trying to, like, make something happen when it's not there. And it's frustrating to see that.
And I think they want to make A.J. Brown the victim. They want to say, oh, he's a problem. He's a diva. But I'm like this. When you look at the production, like, this is the same A.J. Brown from last year. Like, how does somebody mentality change from last year to this year? You know what I mean? But I'm looking at it like, I think the Eagles went away from what they normally do. Like, you seen what Swift can do. Like, he's his name. He's swift as hell. Like, he's like,
he is. But it's like this. It's like, yeah, you have
run the ball. Like, that's our main thing in the Eagles. Like, that's the main thing I hear Eagles fans say. Run the ball. Like, when you run the ball with the man who's amazing running, who eats up yardage, but then you force feed A.J. Brown and force feed Smitty and Goddard. Like,
Smitty didn't even play last week. He had a boot on his ankle.
And like, he played a little bit, but AJ, he plays. But anyway, like, you force feed AJ Brown. Like, there was that play against, was it Buffalo? That play where it was an insane play. I'm like, how did AJ catch that? One of them, like, and he caught and we won it. Like, we were doing things that made Philly feel like it was the place to be. Like, don't get it twisted. I love the Eagles. it ain't nothing changed. It's just like when you see somebody doing good, like what happened? It's like you in a relationship with a chick, and out of nowhere, she go from being this sweet, loving, caring girl to this cold, don't touch me kind of like. We were just good 6 months ago.
Yeah.
What happened now? Like, what the hell's going on? Let's fix this. But then all of a sudden, like she gets back sweet again. Like, nigga, what the hell happened? it's like you really turn up in the playoffs. But now, playoff, let's move the Eagles to the side. There's 2 teams I want to talk about. And none of them are in the NFC East. Let me talk about the first team.
Who we got?
49ers.
I'm listening.
All that stuff y'all was talking. Y'all was on they showed Debo and Fred Warner on the phone watching the Eagles lose. Ha ha ha. If y'all don't make it to the playoff, if y'all make it to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna get blocked by Debo Samuel. I want him to block me. I'm coming for him. Debo, what's all that laughing? Who laughing now? He who laughs last. You can't do all that and lose. You gotta if you make it to the Super Bowl and don't win that mug, you suck. The 49ers as an organization, y'all trash. Because y'all went 3 times and lost. Y'all went twice and lost 2 times. You can't go for a 3rd time and lose. I'm just saying. Niners, I'm sorry. Y'all can't go to the Super Bowl 3 times again and lose. Now, Ravens, I love Lamar Jackson. Y'all just beat up on who they beat up the week before they lost to the Dolphins. They beat up who? They lit them up.
Wait. Are we talking about like they went off on the Dolphins, but are we talking about like that game or
well, no, they didn't go off on the Dolphins, did they?
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull
it was the Dolphins, was it? Because who they lose to? They lost to the Steelers, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to the Steelers this past week.
The Dolphins. You cannot do that and not act a fool in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. And there's no.
They lost to the Steelers by 7, but that was because they rested their starters.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and there's no disrespect to the Niners. I'm aiming at the people in the locker room that's laughing like you cannot lose.
Put it like this.
And I said on Twitter, it's funny how everybody laughing at the Eagles, acting like the same thing can happen to you in the playoffs. Stay humble.
I'm going to say this. The Ravens and the 49ers played already earlier this season. They played on Christmas Day, matter of fact. They played on the 25th. Ravens went to San Francisco and they won that game 33-19, right?
Right.
So I'm going to just say this. And I spoke about this a few weeks ago. Basically, when the 49ers traded Trey Lance off to Dallas and they basically stuck with Brock Purdy as their QB1, I said it's Super Bowl or bust with Brock Purdy as their quarterback. They have to win.
Yes.
And the way that they've been playing, they have pretty much they had the number 1 defense, if not that. If not one of the top defenses, they had the top defense in the league. They have one of the most complete offensive units around. I mean, Ayuk, Kittle, Debo, Rashawn Jennings, McCaffrey.
And you add the third Bosa, Chase Young to your defense. Look, you have all the pieces. Now, this is the main thing. Izzy said it best, and everybody else saying, oh, well, the Eagles have beat the 49ers and Brock Purdy wasn't injured. Show me. Show me you can go the distance. Show me you can make it to the Super Bowl. Show me you can win the Super Bowl. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to do nothing else. Show me, because you can say when they beat the Eagles in San Fran or in Philly, whatever.
Yeah, in Philly.
So you can do that. That's easy. Y'all beat with Brock Purdy when all right, cool. But can you do it when it matters? Can you do it in the pressure? Can you get
I'm
to the
gonna,
Super Bowl and win it?
I'm gonna say this. So
Talk to me.
I've run a few predictors, like I've run a few predictors here and there, right? And let's say, just for the sake of like, let's just say,
Talk to me.
let's say Eagles Buccaneers happens, right? And the Buccaneers they upset the Eagles, they win at home, and they got to go play San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
in Santa Clara, right?
Okay.
And let's say they beat the 49ers.
Who beat the 49ers?
Let's just say the Buccaneers they upset the 49ers. I'm just gonna put it out there. Let's
You
just say
know,
let's just say
I
this.
don't think you're giving something.
Let's just say Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they get that lick back. They go to Santa Ana, they go to Santa Clara, they go play the 49ers. Divisional round, and they steal a game. They upset the 49ers and they move on to the NFC Championship game. That's the Eagles. That's the 49ers. The two top teams that were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders get dropped by a team that wasn't even supposed to be there. And let's say the Ravens host the Texans and the Texans beat the Ravens.
Look,
What happens then?
let me tell you, if CJ Stroud in year one, rookie year, gets to the Super Bowl.
Bro, I'm going to say this right now.
Look, hold on. Hold on. The Lord is with that man. We already know the Lord is with him. If this man gets past if he gets past
Cleveland
Cleveland,
home, goes to Baltimore and beats the Ravens, and then let's say they got to play the Bills in the championship game and they get past Buffalo. And let's say Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, they beat the Eagles. They beat the 49ers. And just for giggles, let's say the Lions make it all the way or the Cowboys make it all the way. And they get past it. And it's the Buccaneers Texans Super Bowl. Now, this is just me.
You are in like year.
This is Baker's first.
Now you like in year 12 of Madden when you see some you've been playing, you see a team, it's like, how the hell did they
put like this?
Two teams getting the Super Bowl.
Baker's first year in Tampa, they go all the way. CJ's rookie year in Houston, and they go all the way.
Has that ever happened?
Look, the only person I know that has had that type of success was Joe Burrow, and that was in his second year. Remember, his rookie
it almost been Brock Purdy's first year as a rookie in the Super Bowl last year.
But here's the thing: did Brock Purdy start the entire season that year? He came in relief.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Joe Burrow came in after injury. Was injured. He had his ACL torn. Came back the following year and took his team to the Super Bowl. You're looking at a kid in CJ Stroud who's a rookie, first year, got his team to the playoffs. And if he pulls off the improbable and takes his team all the way, and let's say he got to play the Buccaneers, which if you remember the Buccaneers Houston Texans game, that was a back and forth shootout.
Yeah.
Like, now we don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know, but this is just me speculating. Like, what happens if the two improbables become possible?
Look, what I tell you last week. What did I tell you last week? Teams that were ass years ago are actually kind of good now. Now, CJ Stroud has changed how they say the trajectory in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
They have something that CJ Stroud has done in that city that's more lively. Cause it's like it's certain teams like the Eagles, they got everybody rowdy in Philly. Dallas they got it. The city of Dallas, we just got something in Dallas that people just we lit here. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboy, they fans, it's just something in the city where you can say your city is just what it is. I'm not a part of the Cowboy Nation. I
Mhm.
respect the players. I respect the players, but as an organization, stay over there.
Yeah.
But in Houston, like nobody ever talked about the Houston Texans. Nobody ever talked about them. Like now, CJ Stroud got there. Like,
Pat McAfee said something very interesting. He had CJ Stroud on his show yesterday when they were doing the when they were getting ready to preview the national championship game, right?
mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud was doing an interview, and Pat McAfee said that he had DMs and messages from Texans fans, basically saying like a lot of these Texans fans were kind of like they were tired of the games that were being played. Like they would buy in, and then the organization would do something, and then they would lose faith, and then they would try and buy in again, and the organization would do something, and they would lose faith. But when CJ Stroud came in, they were like wondering like if there was going to be like a plug pulled or whatever. But seeing what CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryan and what this team has done, like seeing what this organization, what this team has been able to pull thus far, like you see the energy in the city. You see like the team is like riding on a different type of like a different type of like the culture has been changed. Like
Yeah.
we saw what we've seen in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, what we've seen in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts, what we have seen in Buffalo with Josh Allen.
Oh,
Like
time out. You
the
said Jalen
culture.
Hurts. This like people want to make this a Jalen Hurts thing. Y'all were just loving this man last year. It was like I'm gonna go back to CJ Stroud. I got to make a great point about him.
Okay.
People in Philadelphia, when Wentz was playing, they were screaming to the top of their lungs for Jalen Hurts. They get him. Then he started playing. Oh, I'm not too sure about this guy, man. I don't know. Then you add that man from Tennessee by the name of AJ Brown.
I don't know. I still don't know how Howard Roseman got that
It's
trade off.
How, Howie Roseman is a magician. When this season over, he gonna do something that's he gonna get somebody that we least expect.
Bruh.
Hell,
But you have Howie Roseman picks up AJ Brown, and then the following year he picks up Swift.
look here. I'm
I'm
gonna,
just
I'm gonna say this jokingly. I'm gonna say this jokingly, but if Howie Roseman this gonna blow your toenails off. He gonna find if he could find a way to get Derrick Henry, he would get Derrick Henry. I don't think we want him in Philly, but he could get him. He would get him.
I'll have a solid run game already. Y'all don't need him.
I mean, like, because Philly, we don't really keep running backs that long. They like we had JJ, got rid of him. Then we had LeGarrette Blunt and Jed, got rid of both of them. Then we got Miles Sanders. Then who was running behind him? Then we got Kenneth Gainwell, got rid of Miles, then got Swift, still got Boston Scott. I'm just saying, going to CJ Stroud, I feel like y'all got all the pieces in Houston. I feel like if you get like, because they not getting, no way in hell they're getting Harrison. We don't even know what he's doing. We still the season is over
Oh,
now.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
We don't know what he's doing. We still ain't heard from him. I don't know what he's gonna do, but if you get like I don't know if it's because Houston's defense is pretty good. If they load up on defense again, I don't know.
I mean, you got Nico Collins, you got Tank Dell coming back from injury, you got Devin Montgomery on the backfield, you got Devin Schultz as a tight end, Noah Brown. Like Houston has they got a squad over there. They have a squad over there. Like if there was one thing that I could say that they need to ramp up on, possibly is their secondary. Maybe like they have a solid secondary, but they could like maybe load up a little bit more on it. But who knows? I mean, once the season actually is over with, and free agency really kicks off, and you start seeing people move around left and right, then
I'm gonna ask you a question.
okay,
On offense for Houston, you can get one impact player to make them go. Okay, let's say wild card. They made to the first round. Like,
let's say they make the divisional round, but they lose to Baltimore.
okay, say what would you say that could put them over that hump? Kind of like how I say the 49ers has a great defense, but they added Chase Young. It changed it.
Yeah,
You're gonna get ate up either way. So
so
if you can add
one player.
one offensive player to take the top off, whether take the top off or eat up yards on the ground, who would you get? Running back or wide receiver? Who would you get? Via trade or free agency? Who would you grab?
Oh,
Mess them up on this. We're gonna send them home after this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you know what? As much as I don't want to see this happen, I can see it happen.
Oh, I think I know what you're about to say. Go ahead. I think I know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
There's a couple of guys. There's a couple of guys. It's a wide receiver.
Is he in Florida?
One of them is in Florida. The other one's in Cincinnati.
Does one of them play for Tampa?
One of them plays for Tampa. The other one plays for Cincinnati.
Did he go to LSU?
He went to A&M.
Okay, the one in Cincinnati. Did he go to LSU?
The one that's in Cincinnati went to Clemson.
Okay, so we talking about Mike Evans in Tampa, right?
Mike Evans.
And we talking about who in Cincy?
T. Higgins.
Wait, I thought he went to LSU.
No, Jamar went to LSU. Jamar and Joe, they were the teammates in LSU. They were the ones that won the 2019 Natty.
You mean
T. Higgins played with T-Law. He played with Trevor.
Oh, the running back. Okay. I thought you were going wide receiver. Okay.
No, I am going wide receiver.
For both?
For both. I said both wide receivers. T. Higgins played in Clemson with Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, that's right.
He was with Trevor Etienne and with Trevor Lawrence.
All right.
And then Mike Evans played in A&M.
That's right.
He's from the area. The thing is, though, the reason I don't think if and the reason I'm throwing their names in there is because they're both going to be free agents after this. Well, now that the offseason's happening for Cincinnati, T. Higgins is a free agent. He's going to be a free agent. I don't know if he's going to be a free agent for long, though. I think Cincinnati's they're gonna find a way to get a deal because Joe Burrow wants to keep him there. Like Joe Burrow said that he structured his deal so that they have enough play to get T. Higgins and sign him to a deal. Right. Mike Evans, there's a lot of speculation about Mike Evans because right now Tampa Bay, they have over $80 million in dead cap because of Tom Brady's contract. But once this season is done and the new season, the new year starts, pretty much all that dead cap money, it drops off and their cap shoots up again. They'll have money to play with. So they should be able to sign Evans and a few other guys as well. But in the off chance that Cincinnati or Tampa wasn't able to retain either one of their guys, I could see Houston going after Mike Evans or T. Higgins, one of those two. You pair them up with C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins and Noah Brown and Tank Dell, Montgomery, like Schultz. That's an offense that I would be scared to face.
I say this, I'm gonna get it.
I don't care who you are. You better draw up the best game plan.
And it goes back to
and pick your poison correctly because that's a lot of friggin' we saw Nico Collins go for over 200 yards a few weeks ago.
Look,
I'm just saying, like I'm
gonna put it like this. I don't know where Marvin Harrison is going. I think he may go to the Bears.
You know what though? You know what I think he's about to do? Bold prediction, and then we're gonna end it here.
Go ahead.
Marvin Harrison stays one more year at Ohio State with that new quarterback that's coming in from Kansas State.
Yep.
Beat the team North and go to a Big Ten title because didn't he say that's the two things he want to do?
Yep, and I've been talking to a lot of Ohio State. We 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 gonna talk about it off camera. We gonna talk. We ain't gonna get out. I ain't gonna get out that, but yeah, but
We'll
yeah,
talk about it next week.
yeah. But everybody, that's been a show about nothing. I'm JunesEightyEIght, Westside Izzy P. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we are out of here.